Hello students, today I am discussing the living world class 11 chapter 1 NCERT Questions and Answers part 5. In this video I am discussing long answer type questions which is really very helpful for your NEET EAMS exam. In my previous video I was already discussed the living world NCERT Questions and Answer part 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome back once again in your biology class. This is Nowsin and you are watching Educational Support. So my dear students, are you ready? So let's get started. So question number 15 is, what are taxonomical aids? Give the importance of arboria and museum. How are botanical gardens and zoological parks useful in conserving biodiversity? So the tools which helps in studying plant and animal species are called taxonomical aids. Taxonomical aids includes either live species of plants or animals or preserved remains. In the case of animals, museum specimens are kept under proper preservation. In the case of plants, arboria are used for keeping preserved specimens. So here is the importance of herbarium. Herbarium works as a repository of specimens for future references. Next is importance of museum. So you know very well that museums have a much wider collections of plants and animal specimens. Museums may also have skeletons of many extinct animals. Thus a museum offers more options for finding rich information while studying about a plant or animal. Actually, it is maintained by educational institutions and thus they serve as an important tool of study for students as well as for the scientific community. So here is its role of botanical gardens and zoological parks in conserving biodiversity. So botanical and zoological parks serves the very important purpose of conserving biodiversity. Actually, these are probably the most secure place for plants and animals to live in their natural habitat. Especially trained persons take care of plants and animal species. They also carry out selective breeding of various plants and animals to maintain the continuity of a particular species. Moreover, proper treatment is available in case some disease afflicts the plant and animals in such parks. Thus, it can be said that botanical garden and zoological parks play important role in conserving biodiversity. Next question is, define taxon. What is meant by taxonomic hierarchy? Give a flow diagram from the lowest to highest category of a plant and an animal. What happens to the number of individuals and number of shared characters as we grow up the taxonomic hierarchy? A level of biological classification is called a taxon. For example, phylum, order, family, etc. Taxonomical hierarchy is in taxonomic hierarchy, different taxon have their own different labels. This means that a particular taxon will come only after another particular taxon. So, for example, species always come after the genus and it can never be the other way around. So, here is the flow chart. And when we grow up the taxonomic hierarchy, the number of common characters become lesser and lesser. For example, all members of per species will have the maximum number of common character. So on the other hand, all members of a genus will have a lesser number of common character. So the number of individuals increases as we grow up the taxonomic hierarchy. Question number 17 is, a student of taxonomy was puzzled when told by his professor to look for a key to identify a plant. He went to his friend to clarify what key the professor was referring to. What would the friend explain to him? Identification of a plant is a scientific process, you know very well. One has to study the general morphological characters along with its habitat, place of collection, and time of flowering, etc. For identification, several reference materials are available in the form of taxonomic keys. So this concept of key was introduced by Ray, and separate taxonomic keys are required for each and every taxonomic category, and keys are analytical in nature and are used as reference to help in identification of a newly discovered plants. Question number 18 is, metabolism is a defining feature of all living organisms without exception. Isolated metabolic reactions in vitro are not living things, but surely living things. Comment. All living organisms are made of chemicals, you know very well. So there are thousands of metabolic reactions occurring simultaneously inside all living organisms, be they unicellular or multicellular. So the sum total of all the chemical reactions occurring in our body is metabolism. All plants, animals, fungi and microbes exhibit metabolism. No living objects exhibit metabolism. Metabolic reactions can be demonstrated outside the body in cell-free system, and isolated metabolic reactions outside the body of the organism performed in a test tube is neither living nor non-living. So hence, while metabolism is a defining feature of all living organisms without exception, isolated metabolic reactions in vitro are not living things, but surely it is living reactions. Question number 19 is, do you consider a person in coma living or dead? Human being is the only organism who is aware of himself, that is, has self-consciousness. So we sense our environment through our sense organs, you know that. When it comes to human beings, it is all the more difficult to defining the living state. We observe patients lying in coma in hospitals, virtually supported by machines which replace heart and lungs. The patient is otherwise brain dead. The patient has no self-consciousness. So on the basis of the person is considered as dead, but there are thousands of metabolic reactions occurring in the body. So hence, on the basis of metabolism, the person is considered as living. So we can say that the person that lying in coma is neither living nor dead. Question number 20 is, some examples of the properties of tissue as not the constituents of its cells. So give 3 to support the statement. It is indeed true that some of the properties of tissues are not the constituents of its cells. So following 3 examples support the statement. Blood is capable of carrying oxygen and carbon dioxide, but WBCs or platelets are not capable of doing in spite of being the constituents of blood. The bone is made up of a hard matrix arranged in concentric rings. The cells of the bone osteocytes are living and their cytoplasm is not made of calcium salts. The cartilage is available tissues that protects various parts due to its extracellular matrix. The cells of the cartilage called the chondrocytes from the ECM and hence don't perform the function of protein. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the bell and turn on the notification. Tata, bye bye. See you in the next video.